Hi everybody, welcome back to engVid.com. I'm Adam. In today's video, I'm going to give you some more phrasal verbs because everybody loves to learn about phrasal verbs. And today we're going to look at phrasal verbs with make. So again, a quick review. Phrasal verb is a verb and a preposition that work together as one unit to have different meanings. And again, some phrasal verbs will have more than one meaning, unrelated, and you just need to learn these like you would learn new vocabulary. Okay? So we have a whole bunch here. Let's start with make up. So now, make up you can use in different ways. You can make someone up or something up, and there's another way we're going to look at that. But for here, make up means basically put on makeup. Make something prettier. And in this case, makeup would be one word. The stuff you put on your face to make yourself look pretty is called makeup. So you can make up your face. That's the verb, separate words. Make, one word, up, second word. Make up your face means put on makeup. Now, you can also do with a hyphen, a makeup something. In this case, it's an adjective. So like a makeup exam. If you're doing a makeup exam, that means you missed it, and now you're doing it in its place. You're replacing the one you missed, in other words. So you can make up your exam. You can take a makeup exam, and that's how that's going to work. Now, you can also make up for something. So you can make up for the lost test, but generally we use this to say you're a little bit fixing something. Right? So if let's say we had a date and I went to the restaurant and I sat down and you didn't come. So of course I'm feeling very upset and a little bit angry. So you want to make it up. You want to make up for that, I guess, insult. It's a little bit rude not to show up. So how will you do that? You will take me out for an even nicer dinner. So make up for something bad you did, fix it, or give some sort of repayment in a way. If you make up with someone, so that person who didn't come to the restaurant, maybe we got into a fight or an argument about it, and now we are going to make up with each other, means we're going to fix the relationship. We're going to end the dispute, end the fight, and become friends again. So if you make up with someone, you end the fight, you become, you have good relations again. If you make something up, means you're creating a fictional story, right? So the teacher asked me, why did I come late? But I didn't really have a good excuse, so I just made up a story about the dog. You know, my dog jumped on me and he cut my eye and I had to go to the hospital. And then by the time I came to class had already started. So I make up a story, make up a tale, etc. So that's make up. You're going to see make up a little bit again afterwards. Now, you can make it across, you can make it through, you can make it into or in, you can make it down, up, or to. All of them, very different meanings. So you can make it across. For example, you have a lake and you take the boat or you swim and you make it across to the other side. If you're coming to the border, you're a little bit worried because you don't have your COVID vaccine proof. You're not sure if you'll make it across the border. So there's a line and you're making it across the border. Make it through, if you make it through something, like make it through an event, make it through a speech, make it through a wedding, means you survived, right? So a lot of people think that they're going to stand in front of a whole group of people and they might not make it through. They might not finish their speech because they'll be too nervous. Or you took a course, it was very difficult, but you made it through. You completed it, you survived it, you graduated, you move on from there. When you apply to join something, like let's say you are applying to university, and then you get your acceptance letter, means you made it into the university. You were accepted. Or you just made it in. Into or in, both are okay. Into will usually have the place or the situation after it. So I applied to university, I applied to Harvard and I made it in. Or I applied to university and I made it into Harvard. So into include the destination. In just means accepted. Down, up to, like when you're talking about going somewhere. So I live in the south and my friend lives in the north. So I say, can you make it down this weekend? Means come south. No, but he can't make it down this weekend. So I will try to make it up to his place next weekend. If you're going north, you make it up to that north place, make it down to the south place, or just make it to the place. Means arrive at, get to that place. Make after. Now this one is a little bit tricky because you're not going to hear it very often. I think it's a little bit formal. So if you make after someone, basically you're trying to get to them, you're chasing them, or you're trying to get a particular target or goal. So you make after that goal. You try to catch, try to achieve that goal. A little bit formal, not so commonly used, but you might hear it. Make over, to make something over or to make over something, is basically to change it. Usually to make it better. And once that's done, that thing or that person has received a makeover, which is one word. So especially when you think about like fashion or makeup, you go to a salon and you get a makeover, means the stylist, I guess, will do your hair, maybe do some makeup, manicure, pedicure, all that stuff. And then you come out like a new person. You can also give your house a makeover. You paint the walls, you get new furniture, all this stuff, like you have a new house. That's the makeover. Make away with or make off with basically mean the same thing. So for example, if I invested in the stock market, at the end of the year, my friend asked me, so how did you do? What did you make away with? How much was the result, right? So that's what basically, to make away with or to make off with, to get a certain result. Often used with money. So I made off, the thieves, for example, made off with $100,000. Thieves robbed the bank. And then in the news, they say, they successfully robbed the bank and made off with $10 million in cash. Or they made away with $10 million in cash. Make for, make towards, means go in the direction of. So make for the highway. Once you get there, go north for 10 miles. Just make towards the highway. When you see it, head north, go for 10 miles. Essentially the same. Make for, I think, is a little bit more common than make towards. Again, if you're giving directions, if you're in a new city and you ask for directions, someone may say, okay, you see that tower over there? Okay, make towards that. When you get there, turn right, turn left, and you'll see the place you're going for. Make of something. Basically, make of something. What do you make of the new movie? What do you think about? What is your opinion? What is your judgment of something? So if you make, what do you most commonly use it in a question? What do you make of whatever it is you're talking about? I'm not sure what to make of it. I hated it and I loved it at the same time. I don't know how that works. Make out. Now, okay, one meaning to make out is similar to make away or make off with. So how did you make out this quarter in the stock market? How did you make out? What was your result? Okay. But you can also make out with a person. If a boy and a girl, or boy, girl, I don't know, these days anything is okay. If they're making out, means they're like, kissing and touching and fooling around. Fooling around is another phrasal verb, by the way. You can make out with someone. You can just do physical things with, a little bit naughty things that are okay or not. So make out, result, or fool around with somebody. And there you go. A lot of new phrasal verbs for you. Remember, study them like vocabulary. Just practice, and keep them in a notebook. Also, go to the engvid.com website. There's a quiz. Make sure you understand all of these by filling in the quiz forms. And ask any questions there that you have as well. Okay? And come back next time. I'll give you more phrasal verbs, more expressions, lots more interesting English expressions to learn. See you then.